So we're going to talk right now about body language and verbiage, what it really means, and can you read through the bull stuff, right?
Yeah.
So here, so Ted sends me a text message. I send Ted a text message. Hey Ted, what are you up to? How you doing? And then Ted responds back with,
I've got a rash. What do you think of this?
we're going to start this. We're going to start it over again.
Yeah.
Damn that person that just
Yeah.
called. All right, so here we go. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Tony Stasny, and I'm sitting here with Ted Moss, and together we are
Ted and Tony
Talks.
Talks.
It comes from TED Talks. If everybody knows, it's like, what is TED Talks?
TED Talks are technology, education, and...
So anyway, this is what we were thinking. This is like our 7th episode. And by the way, I know what you're thinking too. Like the last episode, you guys were wearing the same clothes. That's because we just cut it like 5 minutes ago. Did we say cut it? Because it sounds kind of cool. Maybe we just cut this video.
Yeah.
So no, this episode, are we call these episodes?
Yeah. This is episode 327.
This one's on reading body language and reading, do you say reading verbiage?
Yeah.
Whatever, dick. But, hold on. I send Ted a text message that says, hey Ted, how are you today? And Ted responds with, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well is telling me this conversation ends now. Right? Doesn't it? Now, I guess probably not always, but if Ted wanted to keep engaging in the conversation with me, he might say, I say, how are you doing? He says, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Hey, how are you doing, Tone?
Yeah.
But that means I want to keep the conversation going, right? But when you see hope you're doing well, that means leave me alone.
Now, that's some of the verbal cues you can get from a person, too.
Yeah, or text messaging, right?
Text messaging. Think about it in sales in terms of when you're in front of somebody. And, you know, we've all been to networking events, right? So you're at a networking event or a BNI event, and someone starts, you know, they're engaged, they're talking to you, they're paying attention to you.
They're definitely paying attention to everything you're saying.
Or they start, you're just downloading all of your sales BS on them, and they do that, right? And, you know, and you got to pay attention to those cues, because if you bore Tony, oh, heaven forbid, you know, you're not entertaining him the whole goddamn time. So...
But we see it all the time in networking.
Yeah, right.
Right? People don't get the cues. And by the way, sometimes hope you're doing well really truly means hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a rule. I think it's a guideline to follow.
I like the example you gave. You talked about your mom. You walked in and she was on a phone call, right?
We talk about my mom.
So, and body language kind of dovetails with something that I'm doing now.
I can't wait to dive into what you're doing.
Let's get into that real quick. I'm currently in the private investigation business, something I've done for over 30 years.
So cool.
Got into marketing, owned a company called crimcheck.com for 25 years. Got into marketing, which was okay. I don't love marketing, but I love private investigation work. So helping businesses protect their assets, protect their employees, protect their money, helping people in divorce cases, other insurance companies with insurance fraud, that kind of thing. But body language plays an important part, because when you're interviewing a suspect or you're interviewing a witness, so much can be gleaned from not so much what they say, but what they don't say, or what their body language is during that thing. And
like, give me an example.
So an example might be if I was conducting an investigation about theft, and I say to you, which is a common thing, I'd say, so Tony, did you take the money out of the safe? And you say, what? Now, we're specifically, like, you heard that question. That was a clear question. So you're just buying time. Or did I take the money out of the safe? Yes.
I knew someone that used to do that.
Right.
I knew they were lying every time. I'd ask a question and they'd say, what? I'm thinking to myself, you freaking heard me loud and clear. I know what you're doing.
And there's a whole, I could get into that, everything from, you can watch the color of their skin will change when they lie.
I know.
Their carotid artery will pulsate, their body language.
A bulge
in their neck, which could mean they're having a stroke, but should also be prepared with some medical skills. So anyways, long story short is...
That's not chapstick.
Yeah, right. But you have to learn. Now, this is the most important part about it. When you're interrogating someone, you have to develop trust. And it's the same thing with sales. You got to get them to know, like, and trust you. And so maybe it's mirroring. Maybe we sit the same way, and
maybe wear the same type of shirt.
We wear the same shirt. We both go commando for the interview. You know what I mean? So I told you, ladies, this one was for you. So
This one's for the ladies.
it is for the ladies. So, but anyways, that's the skill set I have, amongst other things: surveillance, background checks.
Can we talk about one of your last customers or no?
So, sure. Let me think about this one real quick. So, okay, this is a good one.
What's their name and address?
Bottom line is, no. So we had a case recently where a lady was from out of state. She called me. Her husband was living up here in Cleveland, and he was working a job that required him to travel. And slowly, he started going back home less and less and less. We used a GPS tracker because she started to suspect, this little doohickey right here. She started to suspect that he was lying to her. He wasn't coming home. He was spending a lot of money, and she couldn't seem to reach him. So this little device right here
Reached him.
Found him at. He was living.
Reach
he wasn't
around
just
him.
seeing a girl. He
Reached
was living
around
with
him,
another
that
woman.
little thing.
Yeah,
Right?
living
And
with another woman.
screwed him royally, that little thing, right?
So yeah, so it's going to cost him a lot of money. And now was she thrilled about the fact? No, but she got closure, and it helped her because you need information, right? If you want to make a decision, you need information. So
Yeah.
that's what we help people do: is get the information they need to make a good decision.
So who's an ideal customer for you? What type of a company would hire your services?
So if a background checks, employment screening is probably the primary thing before you have to call us to prevent, to investigate the theft, investigate the workers' comp fraud. Let's prevent it by hiring the right people. We want to help you hire the best talent, and the way to do that is make sure that there's somebody that's going to work right with your team. We check criminal record, we can check driving record, verify employment, verify credentials. If someone says they have a CDL license, they should probably have CDL license.
I got a CDL license.
So I don't believe so. Anyways, a good client for me would be really somebody in manufacturing, staffing agencies.
When you say staff, do you mean
like employment agencies,
not-
staffing agencies?
not like infection?
No, staff. No, not a staff infection.
Okay.
So, but at any rate, and you know what? And if you're a contractor and you've got somebody that's out on a workers' comp claim that you don't believe them, we can verify that. So we do. It's a pretty broad spectrum of things that we can help you with, but ultimately help you protect your company's assets and people.
I like it.
Yeah. Investigations America.
That's the company, Investigations America.
InvestigationsAmerica.com. So
And you're actually in the newsletter. He's got an ad in my
I got an
newsletter.
ad in the next level.
The next level newsletter. Here, I'll show you.
Newsletter.
It's really freaking cool. It's right there. Like
Ted was
Yeah.
Investigations America.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's it.
this has been Ted and Tony Talks.
Yeah.
Until the next time.